This is the Music Marketing Podcast. Man, oh man, I have been saying this for years, decades even. There's one factor above and beyond all others that will determine your success, especially if you write and record and perform your own music. But this even applies if you're in a cover band or a tribute band, or you're active on social media. If your intention is to get your music out into the world, this is the number one factor that will determine your success. What is that? Of course, it's your fans. It's your fan base. And what is a fan base? Well, it is simply a collection of individual fans. And since these people are so important to your success, they need to be thanked on a regular basis. You need to express your appreciation to them often. And on this episode, I'm going to give you at least 5 ways to do that effectively. But first off, welcome to the Music Marketing Podcast, where I dish out marketing and career advice for music types just like you. I'm your host, Bob Baker. I'm the author of a number of books and resources for musicians, including the Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook, the 9 Irrefutable Laws of Music Marketing, the 5-Minute Music Marketer, and many more. All of my titles are available on Amazon in at least a dozen countries, and a few of them are even available as audiobooks on Audible and Amazon and other sites. So wherever you're listening to this, it could be on Apple, it could be on Spotify or one of the other platforms, I welcome you and I encourage you, if you don't already, to subscribe. Hit the subscribe or the follow button so you never miss an episode. So I hope I made my point up top that your fan base is crucially important and that you really do need to thank them on a regular basis. However, it does occur to me to mention this. What if you are a studio musician, or you make a living primarily from sync licensing or having your songs placed in films or advertising, which is more of a business-to-business transaction than it is appealing to the general public? Well, all of these things apply. So instead of thanking your fans, you're thanking the people that hire you, which hopefully are also fans of your music and the services that you provide to them. So this can even apply in those cases. Okay, so let's jump into these 5 ways you can thank your fans. This first one is probably the easiest one. And this applies particularly to social media, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even LinkedIn. I suggest that at least once or twice a month, and even more often, if you can, just post something that says, "Thank you so much for supporting my music." This can be a simple text post, but take it up a notch. Actually find or create an image that says, "Thank you so much." In fact, I created a graphic for myself not long ago. It says something like, "In case I haven't mentioned it lately, I greatly appreciate you," or something along those lines. You can go to a website like canva.com and create your own graphics using a free site like that. There are many others that'll allow you to do that as well. Or just simply post an image that has the text of thanks in it, and then in your description that goes along with it, you specify that this is for your fans and how much you appreciate people coming to your gigs, streaming your music, purchasing your music, and all that good stuff. You want to take this concept up a notch even further? Record a short video on your phone. It can even be like a minute long or less, and upload it to Instagram, to Facebook, with you looking into the camera lens and just expressing your sincere gratitude and how you realize that your success is determined on the people who support you and listen to you and rave about you to their friends. And then one notch above that, if you're daring enough, and I know you can do this, is to go live on Facebook, go live on Instagram or YouTube, and express your gratitude that way. And on Facebook in particular, they really push live because not everything you post on that platform is seen by all the people who follow or like you. But generally speaking, when you go live on Facebook, they tend to alert the people who follow you and your friends a lot more than the average post. So that's another way that you can do that. So like I said, this first one is probably the easiest, and it's a way for you to post something on your social platforms where are you communicating to all of your friends and followers, and that's fine. But these next four are going to be a lot more personal and meaningful and impactful, and I hope you do more of these than that generic first one. So, number 2, on some sites, particularly on Facebook and LinkedIn, you will be able to see birthday notifications. So birthdays are the perfect time to reach out to the people who support your career, or at least follow you on social media. So as with many things, there are kind of lazy and easy ways to do these things, and then there are more personalized methods. So sure, you can post on someone's wall like everyone else does, like on Facebook, and wish them a happy birthday. However, I like to do a more personal approach. So what I'll often do is, especially if I kind of know the person, I've either met them or I've exchanged some messages, is I'll send them a DM or a private message. If I'm on Facebook, instead of just posting on their wall where my happy birthday message will be mixed in with everyone else's, I'll go to Facebook Messenger and send them a quick personal note. That way, if I know them well enough where I actually have their personal text or their cell number, I'll actually get out my phone and send a personal message that way. So it really depends on your relationship with the person. But I'm encouraging you to do something that takes just as much time, but will make you stand out from all the other people that are wishing them a happy birthday. And again, this doesn't have to take a lot of time. It doesn't have to be a whole paragraph that you send them, just a sentence or two. But by all means, please do not be so lazy that you just send somebody an HBD, which stands for happy birthday, I'm assuming. When I see people post that on my timeline on my birthday, I kind of roll my eyes, to be honest. I mean, it's nice that they took 2 seconds to post on my wall, but please, you can at least spell it out. You know, quite often there are multiple people. If you have a lot of friends, there are multiple people having birthdays on the same day. So you can copy and paste the entirely written out happy birthday to you or whatever it is that you want to put. Just don't be so lazy that you only post HBD, okay? And here's another way to take this concept up a number of notches. Yes, you'll have to spend a little time writing and recording it the first time, but then you can use it every day throughout the year. And here it is. Why don't you write and record, especially on video, an original birthday song? Make it generic. You can't do this customized for each person with their name, but just a generic song that's upbeat that says, the world's a better place because you were born, we're celebrating another trip around the sun, whatever you want to put in the lyrics. Include you talking to the camera, wishing them a happy birthday, playing this generic song, and then ending it with another greeting. So anyway, you write and record that. Maybe you post it on YouTube as a video, and then just every time you have a friend or a fan that's having a birthday, send them a private message with a short text message thinking of you on your special day with a link to the video, and that'll make you stand out big time compared to the other people or just doing what everyone else does on their wall. Sound good? Let's move on to number 3. With this one, I'm going to encourage you outside of birthdays to still make use of DMs, which are direct messages, text messages, ways of personally interacting with people one-on-one. So let's say you just played a gig the night before and there was a particular table full of people who really made the night special, and you're connected with them on Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp. And even though you may have talked to them the night of the show, it would be nice to send a follow-up message just saying, hey, I just want to say again, thank you so much for coming out last night. I really appreciated you being there and bringing your friends. Thanks so much for your support. This is the reason that I do music. Put yourself in the shoes of that fan. Wouldn't you feel special and honored if they took the time to reach out to you to express their appreciation? So think beyond shotgun messages that you do to all of your friends and followers and think more about personal one-on-one communications. And especially spend your time sending these messages to people that really stand out as maybe being your super fans, your most supportive fans. These are the people you really want to nurture and thank on a regular basis. And another thing you might want to try along these lines is the voice message option that you can send, especially on sites like Facebook Messenger and even on Instagram. There's a little microphone icon, and if you hold your finger down on it, you can actually record your voice into your phone, and then when you lift it up, it often will send it without you being able to edit it. But that's another option too. I've had some limited success trying this. Some people never seem to hear it or receive those messages, but it's really cool when I've received messages from people who were fans, and I actually have gotten a few of these, and I can hear their voice speaking to me instead of just a text message. That's another option that you can try to make this even more personal. All right, the fourth way that you can thank your fans is to do some unexpected surprise giveaways. And this would also be best with one-on-one communication through text or messenger or whatever. But let's say you have a new single or a new demo you're working on, or some kind of an advanced look at a project that you're working on. And just select some of your strongest supporters and send them a link to it. Absolutely free, no strings attached. Just to say, hey, I really appreciate your support, and I just wanted you to have this, my gift to you. It's another special thing that you can do to thank your fans. You can also do this on a one-to-many basis. You can periodically through your email list or just provide a link publicly on your social media posts with a free download just to thank everyone. So you should really mix these one-on-one communications with the more public ones. Definitely post on your wall socially the just thanking people in general, especially when you can identify, again, those strongest supporters, those super fans. Spend time catering to them one-on-one, and giving them surprise gifts like this is a great way to do that. And finally, number 5, this is something that is for live events in particular, when you're in the same room with some of your fans. One is to thank people from the stage. So hopefully you do that already, in addition to, telling stories about your songs and letting people know where they can get on the email list and that you have things for sale, all important things to do as part of your stage banter. Thank people, even if you have to put it on your song list to remind you to just thank everybody from the stage. I'm really appreciating you be here. This means so much to have your presence here, and point out that I know you had to put this on your calendar and drive and park. Don't take that stuff for granted. Let them know from the stage. And now here's a really cool way you can take this to another level in this live show situation, and that is give shout outs to specific people or groups of people in the room at a show. This actually happened to me once last year. I went and saw a band, and the lead singer, I've known her off and on for many years, but hadn't seen her in a while. And right before the show, we exchanged some brief greetings, and then they jumped into their sets, and I was in the audience and having a good time with friends. But at one point in the show, in between songs, she started saying that she wanted to mention someone special who was in the audience that night. And lo and behold, it was me. And she talked about how I've been supporting the arts in St. Louis, which is where I'm from, still my hometown. And she just mentioned some things that I frankly didn't even know that she knew about me, and had everybody do a toast. And then, people were looking over at me, and it was just really cool. I was really touched by that public display of acknowledging me and the things that I have done. And so I know firsthand what that feels like to be in the audience. And so please feel free to point out specific people in the audience, and especially your super fans. And boy, that'll make them feel special. In addition to that, before and after the show and during breaks, go up to those supportive fans and thank them in person. You see some parallels here? There's the one-to-many and there's the one-on-one. But not only thank them, but get photos with them, maybe even get video footage with them that you can upload later. And then the next day or sometime over the next week, post photos of you with your fans, tag them, thank them publicly on social media. These are all things that not only make the fans feel good, but they remind people who may be more casual fans that you have value to offer. There are other people that are really appreciating you, that maybe they should take a closer listen or a closer look to what you're up to. So those are the 5 ways to thank your fans, to nurture those relationships. And finally, here's some homework for you. Take a moment, maybe even right now, stop what you're doing and go to your social media accounts and post a thank you message to your fans. And then send it to me. Show me what you're up to. It would be great to let me know how these ideas are actually coming to life in your musical world. So take one of these ideas and act on it, or maybe put it on your calendar on a regular basis. Think about and make a list of your super fans, and one by one start reaching out to them in a personal way and thanking them. If you did that, that would make all of this worthwhile. And of course, I must practice what I preach. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you listening to this podcast. So if I've ever met you at a conference, or we've ever exchanged an email or a text message, or you purchased one of my books, or just casually listening to this podcast off and on over the years, I appreciate you as well. Again, if you want to get more info on some of the books and resources I've created over the years, you can go to Amazon and look for Bob Baker and music marketing, and a bunch of my titles will show up. I'll also have links in the show notes to some of my more popular titles and a link to my Amazon author page. So I hope you check those things out. Thanks again for listening. I'll be back with another episode real soon. This is Bob Baker saying so long for now.